Calvin Castine at Mart Lane. We're wrapping up the first frame of the first game. These are the anchor bowlers. Alan Mavor just finishing for the Cougars. And Billy. Let's see who Billy is here from Beekmantown. And Billy West, and then we got over to this lane 11 Bruce Musso. West picks up his spare. This is the last home game for Northeastern Clinton. We missed senior night. This is senior night. We missed the ceremonies. Musso misses his spare. Here's Tierney. We're busy working in our studio and look at the clock and say, hey, it's 10 after 3. We got to get to the bowl Mart. And a miserable night out there. Let's see, that was David who just bowled. And David is David Durham. This is Justin Ballard for the Cougars. Now we have Jacob Martin. The guys in here, I got the extension cord out tonight because we'll leave here. We got to go to the hockey rink and tape hockey, and we're not going to have enough battery power to cover both the bowling and the hockey, so we'd rather plug in here. A little cold on the extension cords up at the bowling alley, actually at the hockey rink. Jarrett Borey's up for the Cougars, and Craig Vaughn for Beekmantown. Very miserable night out there. We got 6 inches of snow last night, and it was nice and wet snow, but even that wet snow blows when the wind hits it. Come across at least 2 vehicles in the ditch, one earlier today and one on our way here at Josh Friend strikes, but actually just avoided the ditch. He slid out of control, bounced off a snowbank on Route 11 up by the Rapid Road South Street intersection. There's Mavor for the Cougars, and West for the Eagles. And when we drove by, he was sitting facing Rouse's Point in the left lane, waiting for the traffic to clear, and he was going to turn and head down South Street. So he had been headed toward Rouse's Point, spun out of control, bounced off the snowbank, and ended up along the side of the road on Route 11. So it's very hazardous out there tonight. So Beekmantown arrived early, and they're getting this bowling match underway early. Get the people out of here back on the roads as quickly as possible. Tierney strikes. And Bruce Musso gets 9 pins. At the start of the third frame, the scoreboard says 290 at the moment for Beekmantown, 209 for Northeastern. Here's Ballard for the Cougars. He strikes. Give you the averages. Musso up here now. He carries a 143 average. Durham has a 154. Martin a 146. Craig Vaughn a 160. And West a 170. On the Northeastern side, Mavor has an even 200 average at the moment. Tierney a 198. Josh Friend a 192, Borey a 170, and Ballard a 156. David Durham gets 8 pins in his first ball in the third frame. As usual, our plan is to bring you the A's, B's, and girls. Friend gets 9 pins, leaves the 10 on his first ball. Durham picks up his spare. There's Friend going after his spare. He will miss it, puts it in the gutter. Now brings Jacob Martin. Martin will get 7 pins. Standings as we're taping this, Beekmantown is in 7th place. With 3 games remaining. Northeastern is in 5th place with 3 games remaining. Northeastern boys just 48 and 40, Beekmantown 24 and 64. Craig Vaughn for Beekmantown. He strikes. Standings as of this 4th day of February as Mabor strikes. And Billy West up now. Gives himself a left to 6-10, avoided the split. And I bring up Bruce Musso. Sable Valley in first place, 10 games ahead of second place Plattsburgh High School. Then the game behind them is Saranac, then Mariah, then Northeastern, Peru, Beekmantown, and Ticonderoga. That's the boys' standings. West gets 8 for the frame. Musso gets a strike to start the 4th. In the girls' standings, Northeastern girls are leading the pack. Here's Tierney. Tierney, it's the triple for Tierney now. Actually, it's 4 in a row for Tierney. 4 strikes to start the game. He's one of the seniors. Girls, Northeastern's in first, PHS in second, Ty is in third, Beekmantown is in 4th place. Ballard strikes. David Durham got 3 pins in his first ball. And he'll pick up the spare. And here's Borey. Leaves a bit of a picket fence. Now it'll bring up Jacob Martin. Martin leaves a 10 pin. We're in the 4th frame. The Cougars have closed it up. It says 367 to 397 before Borey throws this ball. Borey spares. In the gutter, there will be an open for Martin. And we'll bring up Craig Vaughn with Josh Friend coming up for the Cougars. And double, no, he had an open last time, he strikes. And 6 pins down for Vaughn. Now Mabor, who is working on a strike, will step up for the Cougars. Vaughn has a short approach. And he will miss his spare, the 7 for the frame. And here's Mabor. And he strikes to finish up the fourth frame and gets the double. Here's West finishing up the fourth frame for Beekmantown. And West strikes. So the scoreboard says at the moment 4:03 for Northeastern, 4:21 for Beekmantown. 18 pins separate the two teams. Cougars, however, have 4 strikes to Beekmantown's 2 going into the next frame. Bruce Musso gets 8 pins as Tierney gets his 5th consecutive strike here to start his first game in his last high school match at the Mart. Musso going for the 6-10, and this is it. There's Ballard. Ballard strikes, that gives him a double. Actually, it gives him a triple. Now David Durham. Durham gets 7 pins. We're in the 5th frame. Borey up for Northeastern. And Borey strikes. That's 5 strikes in a row for the Cougars. And 3 in a row in this frame. Now Friend up for the Cougars. He strikes. Gives him a double. 6 strikes in a row for Northeastern. Martin up for the Eagles. Martin, probably the 9 pin. Martin picks up his spare. Mavor waiting, I don't know what he's waiting for here. Waiting for the Eagles to catch up, I guess. There's Bond for the Eagles. Bond strikes. So the Cougars have 4 strikes in the 5th. Mavor working on a double. Leaves a 7 pin. So that brings the Cougar streak to an end at 6 strikes. There's West. West gets 8 pins in his first ball. Mavor going for the 7 pin. He will miss it. Alan Mavor missing that 7 pin. West will pick up his spare. Scoreboard says 5:30 for the Cougars, 4:88 or 4:92. Bruce Musso struck. Tierney has 6 strikes in a row. He's halfway to that magic number, but halfway there is still a long ways. 9 pins down for Durham. There's Ballard for the Cougars. It is, looks like the 4 pin. Durham going for his spare, he will pick it up. Now Ballard. And he picks his up. Well, it says 587 to 512. Northeastern has jumped into the lead here in the 6th frame. Jacob Martin gets 8 pins on his first ball in the 6th. Now here's Borey, who's working on a strike. Gets 7 pins. Hook shot. Whoa, a lot of hook on that one. That's one of the hookiest shots I've ever seen. Josh Friend up for Northeastern. And we have Craig Bond up for Beekmantown. Friend strikes. Bond left the 6 pin, I believe, or it might be the 9 pin. Whatever it is, it's gone. So he spares. Friend has a triple. Now Mavor coming back from that open. He's had 2 opens in this game, one to start the game and one in the 5th. And he gets 9 pins on his first ball in the 6th. West up for Beekmantown. He strikes. Tierney strikes. 7 in a row for James Tierney. There's Musso for the Eagles. Leaves a 4-7-10 split. Here's Ballard for the Cougars. Ballard strikes. 6. What we got? 6 watts. 699 to 584. Northeastern starting to run away with this one. Game 1 of the 3. Musso missed the 7th pin. But he hasn't opened in the 7th. Here's Borey. Borey strikes for the Cougars. Thank the Mart lanes for again supporting hometown cable. First thing that happened when I walked in, John Roberts handed us a check. There's Josh Friend with a strike, and Durham gets 9 pins. Friend has 4 in a row. He has a 4-bagger. Cougars up by almost 150 pins at the moment, but they've got extra bowlers that are bowled here in the 7th frame. Durham misses his spare, and again the Cougars are in a situation where the first 4 bowlers have struck in the 7th frame. There's that hook shot by Martin. I hope he's a baseball pitcher, because with a hook like that, he'd have a heck of a curveball. And he gets Craig Bond up for Beekmantown. That pin, I don't know how it stayed up. Mavor strikes for the Cougars. I don't know how that pin stayed up. It was leaning and it defied gravity and came back up. I don't know how that happened. Bond spares. West will finish up the 7th, and starting the 8th is Musso. Musso will go first. Cougars with 5 strikes in the 7th frame. 5 in a row in the 7th. West gets a strike. Musso looking for his spare. He will miss it. I'll bring up James Tierney. Ten pin brings an end to Tierney's run. 7 in a row, and he's put an end to his run by the 10 pin. In the meantime, David Durham has left a pile of pins over in lane 11. Tierney will spare. His dreams of a perfect game on hometown cable shattered. Durham gets 8 for the frame. Now Ballard is up for the Cougars. Ballard strikes. And 9 pins on his first ball for Jacob Martin, the hooker. Jacob the hooker Martin. Borey, like all the Cougars, working on a strike at least. These doubles. There's the hook. 10 pin, of course, very tough. When you have a hook and you're a right-handed bowler, that 10 pin is extremely tough to pick up. Martin unable to get it. Now here's Vaughn for the Eagles. Vaughn gets 7 pins. Friend has got, I believe, 4 in a row. Gets another one. Well, Josh Friend has got 5 strikes in a row. He's having a nice game too. 701 to 868 is the score. There's Vaughn going for a spare. And he'll get 9 for the frame. West up for the Eagles, Mabur for the Cougars. West strikes, that gives him a triple. Now Mabur. Mabur gets 8 pins. Here's Tierney. Tierney strikes. Will that 9 pin be the only, that 10 pin be the only difference between him and a perfect game? Time will tell. Here's Mabur. Mabur spares. Ballard strikes for the Cougars. That gives him a triple. We're in the 9th frame. Musso leading off for Beekmantown. Leaves a 6. Now here's Borey, who's working on a double. Borey strikes, gives him a triple. 742 for the Eagles, 968 for the Cougars. Northeastern 200 pins ahead. We're here in the 9th frame. Musso picks up his spare. Here's Friend. He's got 5 in a row. He's got 6 in a row as the 10 pin drops. 6 in a row for Josh Friend. David Durham up for Beekmantown. He gets 6 pins. Tabor once again in a situation where the first 4 bowlers have struck in this frame. Two pins, they'll give 8 for the frame for Durham. Northeastern with all those strikes, constantly waiting for Beekmantown. Beekmantown throwing twice as many balls as the Cougars. Almost twice as many. They've had a few strikes too, like that one right there, by the hooker, Jacob Martin. Now Craig Vaughn up for Beekmantown as Mavor steps up to the ball rack. Vaughn strikes. Mavor gets 8 on his first ball. 8.5 as he leaves a wiggling pin back there. Here's West. West is working on a triple. And he leaves a bouncing 6. Mavor picks up his spare. West falls and puts the ball in the gutter. Now starting the 10th for Beekmantown is Musso. Musso strikes. Here's Tierney. He strikes. Tierney. 9 strikes in 10 frames. Looking to strike out. I think it's a 279 when you do what he's possibly going to do here. Nine pins for Musso. There's Tierney. 12th ball, 12th frame. 278. Let's see what the total says. 278 game for James Tierney. 10 strikes, 2 9-pin throws. Excellent game. Certainly one of the best we have ever videotaped on Hometown Cable. David Durham gets 8. Bruce Musso finished with a 147. He has a 146 average. Tierney with a 198 average is going to bring that up a little bit to that 278. Ballard has a split to contend with. He'll have a 200 plus game. And Ballard gets 9 for the frame. And Jacob Martin gets 6 in his first ball. Ballard finishes with a 213. And Durham finished with a 117. Durham with a 154 average. Ballard has a 156 average. 8 for the frame for Martin. Gives him a 112. Borey strikes. That's at least 4 strikes in a row for Borey. He's going to have an excellent game. 7 pins. Now here's Vaughn. So Bory's already got a 220, I believe. Vaughn strikes to start his 10th frame. Bory, I believe, has a 220 plus whatever he gets right here. I believe he'll get a 222. Let's add them up and see. 222 for Vaughn. For Bory. Here's Vaughn. Vaughn gets a late drop or a strike. Now here's Friend, who's got a big streak. He's going to have it well into the 200s. He strikes again. How many is that in a row for him? That's 6 or 7. It's 7, I guess. Here's Vaughn's final fill ball, and he'll leave the 10 pin. So Vaughn comes on strong with a 183. Here's Friend trying to keep his little string going. He gets the 7-10 split. 7-10 split to end to throw his last ball at. West. Okay, 112 for and Friend goes for the wood. Friend with a 254. The only Cougar who's not going to hit the 200 this game is going to be the guy with the 200 average, Alan Mavor. Leaves a 7 pin on his first ball in the 10th. So first 4 bowlers for the Cougars. They've got a 1200 series right now. 1200 game, I should say. It's a 9-16 for Beekmantown. Mavor picks up his spare. West has double pinnacle to contend with. West will give it a good try. He got 8 for the frame. So West finishes with a nice 191. West carries a 170 average, Vaughn a 160, and Martin a 146. Mavor finishes with a 180. Mavor, of course, has that 200 average. So that's the first game of the night, 1200 and something to 918. Northeastern defeats Beekmantown in the A match. Just so you'll know that the Cougar A team is continuing to put the pressure on our anchor bowler, Alan Mavor, who is also a senior. I mentioned Tierney is a senior. There are several seniors, and Mavor is one of them. Alan, unlike James Tierney, who looks like he's in the midst of a fond farewell, Alan is struggling, and of course, when you struggle to hit at 180, you know you're a darn good bowler. So 180 is his first game, and that's outside of Friend, Tierney, and himself. That's higher than the average than the rest of the Cougar boys, and is higher average than all the Beekmantown boys. So, relatively speaking, Mavor was struggling in that first game with that 180, but except for Cassie Roberts, James Tierney, Josh Friend, and Beekmantown's Jerry Kaplan, 180 would be a welcome addition to increase their average for the normal bowler. But the rest of the Cougar team started off, the A team started off with nothing but strikes in the second game. We're awaiting the B team to finish up their first game. And once again, the B boys are falling behind the girls. The girls are already in the second frame. Because we're running on electricity today, we're not going to jump back and forth. We're plugged in, and we're going to stay in this spot to finish up here before we move to the girls. So we're going to pick up the girls probably in the third or fourth frame in the third game. And if these boys don't get on the ball, we might leave them before they finish their second game. Here we go. Burley is up for the Cougars. They get 6 pins. Cougar bowlers are Charles Martin on the B team with a 147, Ryan McDonald a 134, Chris Burley a 126. This is John Sutton for Beekmantown. Sutton leaves a double pinochle, and Burley misses his spare. See, Ryan McDonald 134, Chris Burley 126, Mike Noggle 119, and Anthony Paquette a 117. Nick Paquette and Dylan Roberts are the extra bowlers for the Cougars. Nick has a 116, Roberts has a 112 average. Double pinochle, just 8 for the frame. There's Noggle, he strikes. Need some strikes out of this B squad here to move us along. Now we have Sean Watson. John Sutton carries a 100 average. Watson a 106. Mike Kimball a 107. Justin Buskey a 123. And Shane Siskavich a 141 for Beekmantown. McDonald up for the Cougars. And McDonald gets 5 pins on his first ball in the first frame of the second game. Glancing over to the A match, Tierney, Borey, and Friend each have 3 strikes to start the match. In the gutter, McDonald will get 7 for the frame. Watson got 9 for the frame. We have Martin for the Cougars and Mike Kimball for the Eagles. 4 in a row for Tierney. James Tierney has thrown 16 frames so far and 14 strikes tonight. Martin misses his spare, as does Kimball. That'll be Paquette for the Cougars and Buskey for the Eagles. Dang. Paquette gets 7 on his first ball. Here's Buskey. And Buskey gets, looks like 8 pins. Paquette picks up his spare. And spare for Buskey. Now we've got Siskavich up for Beekmantown. Siskavich gets 3 on his first ball. And Sutton starting the second frame for Beekmantown. Seven for the frame for Sutton, for Siskavich. Now here's Sutton. Sutton gets 7 on his first ball. Burley gets 8. No, 7. 10-pin refuses to fall. Over in the A game, Mabor has doubled. He is feeling better about himself in the evening. 8 for the frame for Burley and 8 for the frame for Sutton. Now here's Watson for Beekmantown. Noggle for the Cougars. Watson puts it in the... No! Oh, it hung on. Look at that. 7 pins. Looks like a sure thing for the gutter. Noggle leaves himself a little double pinnacle at 4, 6, 7, 10. There's Watson. That one is not going to come back. Noggle will go for the wood. Gets 2 of them. So gives him 8 for the frame. Tierney keeps it going with his 5th strike in the second game. Incredible. Strike for Beekmantown for Kimball. Now McDonald up for the Cougars. McDonald strikes. This is Buskey for Beekmantown. 5 pins on his first ball in the second frame. The girls are finishing up the 4th frame. These guys are in the second here. I like to see these boys get a little fire lit under them. Martin. I think there's only 1 or 2 girls teams that came in here and were slow. For the most part, they've been pretty good. Miss for Buskey now. Martin for the Cougars. Martin picks up his spare. Siskavich will step in. And Siskavich leaves the 6 pin. And Paquette gets 9 in his first ball in the second. Siskavich, Mabor over the other end, has tripled. Spare. No, Paquette missed his spare. There's Burley starting the 3rd. There's something in the air. These pins will wiggle. Watch this one here. It's still bouncing. Wiggle but don't fall tonight. Something in the atmosphere. Tierney's magic run has come to an end as he had a split. Tierney's magic has come to an end in the 6th frame of the second game as he had a split. Missed spare by Sutton. Here's Noggle. Noggle gets 4 for the first ball. Brings up Watson. Actually, Noggle got 5 on his first ball. Watson got him to fall. He gets a strike, and Nago picks up his spare. McDonald gets 9 pins. Kimball has 6 pins on his first ball in the third. And Kimball will get 7 for the frame. Now McDonald. Misses his spare. We got Martin for the Cougars, Buskey up for the Eagles. And we just noticed that Jacob Martin, the hook shot guy, got at least 4 strikes going for him in the... We just heard that Cassie Roberts had a 244 to start tonight's work. 205 for Kaplan.
James Kearney with a 278. Jared Bowie with a 222. Josh Fred with a 254.
Okay, Martin got 9 for the frame. Paquette just barely avoids the gutter. Saskavich got 7 on his first ball. We were listening to the PA announcers. I think it was Cougar coach Welch, Chris Welch on the PA. Charlie Stone, the Beekmantown coach. Chris Welch for Northeastern. Paquette gets 9 for the frame. Burley up for the Cougars. Gets them all. Gets a strike. And 8 pins for Sutton on his first ball. Nago gets 7. Eight pins for the frame for Sutton. Nago waiting for his ball. Watson waiting for something here. Nago gets 9 for the frame. Eight pins for Watson. Here's McDonald. He gets 8 in his first ball also. Beekmantown Martin's strike run came to an end also. He had at least 4 in a row over the 8th game. There's Martin for the Cougars. gets the right side, leaves the head pin and everything to the left. This is Kimball for Beekmantown. He gets 7 pins in his first ball in the 4th frame. Girls are already in the 6th. A-boys are in the 7th. Martin gets 8 for the frame. Kimball spares. Hawkhead up for the Cougars. Hawkhead gets 6. Busky got about 3 pins, I guess. Hawkhead gets the spare. Got a late drop, he picked up the spare. And a spare for Busky. Another problem with the lane 14. We're already behind here. We don't need the problems with this lane, but we do. Somebody back there working on it, probably John Roberts. The girls are in the 7th frame. We may leave this one here early. We just might leave this one early because they can't pick up the last 4 frames for the girls. We want to get their match. All right, we're finally set for Saskavich. He gets 8 in his first ball here in the 4th frame. Gonna miss it. Now we got Sutton. And gets 1 pin to start the 5th frame. Burley up for the Cougars to start the Northeastern 5th. He strikes. There's Sutton, he gets, I believe, 7 for the frame. Noggle up for the Cougars, he gets 7 in his first ball. Now we'll bring up Watson for Beekmantown. Watson gets everything but the 7th pin. There's Noggle looking for a spare. He's going to miss it. Spare for Watson. Here's McDonald for the Cougars. Gets 9 pins. Now where in the heck's the next Beekmantown bowler? Kimball says, hey, I'm due up. McDonald covers his spare. They're definitely going to leave this game early. It's not fair to the girls to pick them up too far into their game. Martin gets 7 pins. Kimball going for his spare. He looks like he might have it. He does. Martin will pick up his spare easily. I'll bring up Buskey and Paquette. Buskey gets 7 pins in his first ball. Here's Paquette. Leads the 7 pin. Nine pins for the frame for Buskey. Paquette going for his 7 pin. He'll miss it. Left-handed bowler with the 7 pin, just like the right-handed bowler in the 10 pin. Here's Siskavich. And he strikes. Now we have Sutton ready to start the 5th frame. Girls are starting the 9th frame. The A boys are wrapping up the 9th frame, and in fact just starting the 10th. In the gutter, knocked the pin down. He'll have to get a recount on that. Burley gets 9 pins. Sutton knocked the pin down when the ball came out of the gutter. He's supposed to reset that and correct the score. Paquette is resetting it for him. As Burley puts it in the gutter. Getting a pin for the frame was Sutton. Here's Noggle. Noggle gets 6 pins in his first ball. Noggle. Gets 9 for the frame. And a strike for Watson. McDonald for the Cougars. Martin gets 6 on his first ball in the 6th frame. In the gutter for Kimball is a 9 for the frame. We've got Martin. It's 7 for the frame. Three pins for Buskey in his first ball in the 6th. Cougars running into some problems in the A team. They've got 2 opens in the 10th frame. There's Paquette. He gets 9 pins in his first ball in the 6th. And Buskey gets 9 for his frame. For the 6th frame. Paquette going for his spare. Paquette's going to put it in the gutter and bring up Siskavich. Siskavich strikes. Until they ran into those, looked like 4 out of the 5 Cougars had sure things of getting 200 games until they ran into those 2 opens. Burley starts it off with 8, as does Sutton in the 7th frame. Borey finished with a nice 232 for Northeastern. Jacob Martin had a 203 for Beekmantown. Ballard ended up with an open and finished with a 189 for the Cougars. And Tierney slipped on his spare ball in the 10th and ended up missing the 1 pin he needed for the spare, so he ended up with a 198. Nago gets 8 pins. Watson has 7. Josh Friend finishes with a 199 for the Cougars. Watson ends up in the gutter. Here's Noggle. And he spares despite slipping. Kimball gets 7 in his first ball. McDonald gets 4 pins. And a total of 6 for the frame. For Watson, McDonald gets 9 for the frame. Mavor finished with a 212. So about a 10.99 for the Cougars and a 9.63 for Beekmantown in the A match. The girls match is just about to wrap up, so we're probably going to leave this boys B match in the 8th frame as we're wrapping up the 7th right now. Buskey for Beekmantown looking for the 10 pin. And he misses it. Martin picks up his spare. Scavenge strikes, gives him a triple. So Shane Scavenge with a triple. Here's Paquette, hangs on, gets 6 on his first ball in the 7th. Burley is starting the 8th for the Cougars. He gets 7 pins. There's Paquette. Misses his spare. There's Burley for the Cougars. These spares. And we're going to head over to the girls' match. And by the time we get there, they'll just be starting their 3rd game. These guys are just starting the 8th. Sutton bowls for Beekmantown with a strike, and Noggle for the Cougars. And if we waited till these guys got done, the girls would probably be in the 4th frame, and it just isn't fair to them. So we're going to wrap it up here and take over to the girls' game. Watson brings it back, and see if Nago will get his spare. Nago will miss his spare. Watson will miss his, and we're going to go to the girls' match. Even though we hustled over here, by the time we got here, the girls had started the 3rd game. Roberts with a strike. Aaron Sorrell with an open. Kim Labar with a spare. And a strike for Carly Munson. Kearney with a strike. As we mentioned, the Northeastern girls are in 1st place. This is 8 pins for Michelle Dubuque. Now, Megan Sorrell is up.
Yeah, sisterly love. Take the sister.
She gets 8 pins. And open for Dubuque. Megan Sorrell misses her spare. Cougars are in 1st place, and Beekmantown in 4th place, about 6.5 games behind the Cougars. 8 pins in the first ball for Kayla Pellerin. Cougars have bowled through their first frame, so Beekmantown will be starting the 2nd frame. Even though they've got a bowler and a half to finish the first. Pellerin picks up the spare. Averages, okay. Kim Labar, who's bowling right now, carries a 158 average. Got herself a 6-7 to contend with. Jerry Kaplan, who's bowling right here in her first frame. And she's got a 180 average.
I'll sneak under you and I can't bend.
Jim Daly can't bend, so he can't go under the camera. Let's see. Here's Labar. Misses her spare. Here's Kaplan going for her spare. Kind of flings it like a slingshot. She spares. Carly Munson has a 145 average. Michelle Dubuque a 149. Kayla Pellerin a 174. This is Munson. She gets a split. Now we have Roberts for the Cougars. Again, we want to thank John Roberts for again contributing from the Bull Mart to support Hometown Cable. We appreciate the Bull Mart support. We appreciate all the individuals who support Hometown Cable's efforts. Without them, this coverage wouldn't happen. So we encourage everybody to do their part and support local television. It's a community effort, and we need the entire community to support it. Roberts will miss her spare. Cassie Roberts, usually perfect when it comes to Hometown Cable coverage. Cassie Roberts carries a 188 average. This is Dubuque, and she gets potpourri, 5 pins down. Here's Erin Sorrell. Sorrell gets 7 pins. Roberts carries a 188. Danielle Tierney a 173. Megan Sorrell 155. Erin Sorrell 132. And Danielle Parker a 130. Kelsey Diesel is on the extra bowlers list over there, is a 129 average. Here's Erin Sorrell going for her spare. And she misses the double wood part of it. And picking up her spare, the little potpourri spare for Dubuque. Now Parker up for the Cougars. Parker gets 9 on her first ball. And 7 on her first ball for Pellerin. Parker misses her spare. Pellerin will pick up hers. I'll bring up Tierney for the Cougars. Tierney gets 8. We're in the second frame. There's that old slingshot throw for Kaplan. And Tierney will miss her spare. There's Kaplan, comes to the left a little bit to pick up her spare. She covers it. A 180 average. Here's Sorrell. She leaves the 4-7. Brings up Cassie Roberts for the Cougars. She's among the seniors. And again, our apologies for missing the senior ceremonies here at the Bull Mart. We're busy working and getting tapes together and sending out some Town of Champlain books and some Tom Tyler books to the people who are looking for them, and an open for Roberts. 2 opens for Roberts. Uncharacteristic. The Duke gets 9 pins, and I looked at the clock and it was 3:10, and we said, hey, we got to get to the Bull Mart, and it's slippery roads out there. We have a few things to do before we left. We didn't leave right at 10 after 3. That's when we noticed how late it was. And of course, they started just about on time here. It's a miserable night outside, and they want to get this in as quickly as they can, so they started as early as they could. Dubuque with the spare. Here's Parker for the Cougars. And she gets 8 on her first ball.
Danielle, right in the middle, go get him.
Here's Pellerin strikes. There's Parker. And she spares. So we are in the third frame here, and a strike for Dubuque, I think. Who was that? Tierney gets 7 pins. It was Dubuque who struck, so 2 strikes in a row for Beekmantown. Tierney will miss. No, he's picked it up. Nice pickup for Tierney. And here's Pellerin. She strikes. 3 strikes in a row for Beekmantown. Meanwhile, the B boys are just starting the 10th frame. So you can see why we had to come down here. Just couldn't wait till they finished. And here's Kaplan. She strikes. Sorrell picks up her spare.
I felt her come.
4 strikes in a row for Beekmantown in the third. Here's Roberts, who's struggling in this game. Back on track with a strike. There's a 188 average. 9 pins to start the third frame by Labar. Here's Erin Sorrell. She gets 7 in her first ball. Labar will pick up her. No, it's going to hook. A breaking ball. A breaking ball. Here's Sorrell. They missed it. We'll bring up Parker for the Cougars. And Munson for the Eagles. CVAC High School Bowling. It's our last game for them from the Mart for this high school season. We'll be back here, I'm sure, for the King of the Hill and Queen of the Hill bowling. So if you want to get a chance to be on Hometown Cable showing your bowling talents, enter the King of the Hill and Queen of the Hill competition. Open for Munson. Here's Parker. She's going to have an open. That brings up Dubuque for Beekmantown. Dubuque leads a 7-pin. Danielle Tierney up for Cougars. Leads a 6-10. Normally when we leave here, we run to Northeastern School for basketball. We could do that again tonight. Lake Placid's there to place the girls basketball team, but instead we'll be going to the Rouse's Point Civic Center for hockey. Tierney spares while Dubuque has an open. Trying to get a hockey game in while we can. We try to cover all the sports. Halloran with the strike. There's Megan Sorrell, and she leads 3-10. Wrestling, bowling, hockey, basketball, volleyball. We try to cover it all. Kaplan leads 6-10. Sorrell gives it a good try. Cougars have completed the fourth. Kaplan's the anchor bowler for Beekmantown. And she will pick up her spare. It's congratulated by Cassie Roberts, smiling Cassie. Roberts leads 3-10. Labar got 5 pins in her first ball in the 5th frame. Then she gets another one. Roberts going for her spare. And she will miss it. She will miss the 10 pin. And just in case you're wondering, the boys are not quite done yet. A strike. While we were checking out the B-boys, Carly Munson stepped in there and struck. Erin Sorrell gets 8 on her first ball in the 5th. Michelle Dubuque. Gets 9 pins in her first ball. Sorrell will miss her spare. It's 9 for the frame. I'll bring up Parker. Parker strikes. Dubuque will miss her spare. No! Ball broke, but not enough to miss. So she gets the spare. Now Tierney up for the Cougars. Tierney leaves the 4-10. Pellerin gets 8 on her first ball. There's Tierney. It's the spare with, well, we had an eclipse. Pellerin spares. Now Megan Sorrell up for the Cougars. Jerry Kaplan for Beekmantown. Sorrell strikes. Kaplan gets 7 for the frame, for the first ball. 7 for the first ball. Kaplan will spare. And we're starting the next frame over here. Starting the 6th frame is Labar. She gets 8 pins. Here's Roberts. He was struggling in this game. Roberts gets 7 pins. She's Got about a 220 average when Hometown Cable cameras on her. Whoa. Just picking that up was Labar. And Roberts normally knocks him down when Hometown Cable cameras are looking at her. At this time, she is struggling. There's Munson. Munson strikes. Aaron Sorrell. Sorrell gets 9. Sorrell misses her spare. Dubuque, 7 pins in her first ball here in the 6th frame. A boys are in the 7th. B boys are just starting the first. Couple bowlers into the first frame of the 3rd game. Dubuque, 9 pins. Parker yanks it to the left. Parker got 5 pins for that. Now Pellerin up for the Eagles. Pellerin gets 8 on her first ball. There's Parker going for her spare. And she got 9 for the frame. Looks like a 4-9. Pellerin misses. Here's Tierney for the Cougars. Tierney leaves a 6-10. Here's Kaplan for the Eagles. He strikes. Tierney for the Cougars, spares. Roberts will start the 7th as anchor bowler Sorrell steps in to finish up the 6th for the Cougars. There's Sorrell with a strike. Megan Sorrell strikes, gives her a double. Now Roberts up for the Cougars. And Roberts strikes for Northeastern in the 7th. And in the meantime, a strike for Labar for Beekmantown. Sorrell up for the Cougars. Aaron Sorrell gets 9 pins. Now bring up Carly Munson for Beekmantown. Team score, Beekmantown ahead by a few, well, maybe 40 pins. Sorrell misses the spare. We got 555 to 605, 50 pin difference. Beekmantown leading here through the 6th frame. Parker up for Northeastern. Parker strikes. Now here's Munson for Beekmantown. Leaves a 10 pin. Now Danielle Tierney. And Tierney will strike. Munson will miss her spare. Aaron Aaron Sorrell up for the Cougars. Well, actually, Megan Sorrell go up for the Cougars. And Michelle Dubuque for Beekmantown. Leaves a 10 pin. Then A match, 6:57 at the moment for Beekmantown, 7:07 for Northeastern in the 8th. At the moment here, 6:04 to 6:51. And Beekmantown's leading on this one. Here's a gutter ball for Dubuque. Megan Sorrell for Northeastern. And Pellerin for Beekmantown. Pellerin gets a late drop on the 10. She gets 9 for the frame. For the first ball, excuse me. Both bowlers with 9 pins down on their first ball. Here's Sorrell missing hers. Hooked, but not in time. Six pin for Pellerin. She's got it. So Kaplan will step up for Beekmantown, and Labar will start the 8th frame for the Eagles. Kaplan strikes. It's a double for Kaplan. There's Labar. She strikes. That's a double for Labar. Now Roberts up. She is working on a strike. See if she can double. No, not in the cards tonight. Now Munson for Beekmantown. Gets 7 on her first ball in the 8th. Robert spares. Now here's Munson. And Munson will spare. Meanwhile, Erin Sorrell is up for the Cougars. She gets 6 on her first ball. And Dubuque up for Beekmantown. Dubuque gets 9 for the first ball. Sorrell leaves 2. Now Parker for Northeastern. Oh, Buddha is here too. Buddha along with Charlie Stone are the coaches. I forgot about Buddha. Jim McGarrett. And of course, as I said, Chris Welch, the coach for the Cougars. Buddha and Stone are the coaches for Beekmantown. Missed spare for Dubuque. Parker going for her spare. We're in the 8th frame. Parker will get 8 for the frame. There's Pellerin. Pellerin strikes. Tierney up for the Cougars. Tierney strikes. That's a double for her. And working on a double. There's Kaplan. Gets 8, missing the head pin. Now Sorrell. Sorrell strikes. Megan Sorrell with a strike. For Cougars. Kaplan going for her spare. And she's got it. Top of the order now, LaBar for Beekmantown. And LaBar leads the 4-7-10. We're in the 9th frame. Roberts leading it off for the Cougars. Leaves herself a split. And LaBar misses her spare. Roberts gives it a try, but can't get the 10 pin. So she has a 130. Best she can do was a 160 if she strikes out. 160 is a better average than most of the bowlers here today, but nowhere near her 188 average. Erin Sorrell gets 8 on her first ball, and Carly Munson gets a similar number. Well, actually, Sorrell got 9 on her first ball, and puts the next one in the gutter. Munson got 8 on her first ball here in the 9th. Eagles leading by about 70 pins. And Munson with the spare. Eagles up by about 70 pins over the Cougars here in the 9th. Parker gets a strike. No emotion. There's Dubuque for Beekmantown. With 9 pins. Tierney up for the Cougars. She gets 9 pins. The A boys are wrapping up. No great games over there in the 3rd match to report. Kaplan and Tierney.
Stay in the game. You're in the game.
Here's Pellerin. Pellerin strikes. Megan Sorrell leads the 4-7. So at the moment, 786 to 837. Kaplan bowling, anchor bowler in the 9th for Beekmantown. Leaves double wood. Or did she get 9? No, she got 9. She back one went down. So she has just 1 pin for the spare. Missing the 7 pin was Megan Sorrell. Looks like most of the Northeastern bowlers will be under their averages as Kaplan picks up her spare. LaBar starts the 10th frame for Beekmantown. Kaplan will get 9 for the frame. Roberts up, starting her 10th frame for the Cougars. Her final frame as a senior here at Northeastern. 6 years on the varsity bowling team, if I'm not mistaken. Munson gets 9. And that's how Cassie Roberts' illustrious bowling career will come to an end at the Mart. A 139 is probably the worst game we've seen her bowl since she was in 7th grade. Munson has an open in the 10th. Aaron Sorrell up for the Cougars. Let's see, Kim Labar finished with a 140. This is Dubuque. Here's Sorrell. Sorrell will spare. See, Labar 140, 155 for Munson. Munson has a 145 average. Labar 158 average. Roberts a 188 average. Aaron Sorrell, who's trying to break 100 at this point. She carries a 132 average. It's 8. Let's see, Friend with a 221. Tierney 182, Mabor 190. Let's see over the Beekmantown side, anything special there? 178 is the best they had. It would be West. And Dubuque going for her spare. She will miss it. She'll get just a 10 pin. Team total, it was 951 to 879, so I think the A match, Northeastern took all 4, but of course as far as the standings go, all 8 matches count toward the total. Parker up in the 10th frame. It's 7 pins. Dubuque finished and we've got Pellerin up for Beekmantown and people standing in front of us. There's Parker. And this is a 7 pin, so her game is going to conclude with an open. She gets a 136. Dubuque got a 129. Here's an open for Pellerin. Let's see, Dubuque has a 149 average. Parker a 130 average. Tierney gets 9. Let's see, a 186. Nice game for Pellerin. She has a 174 average. So now we have Kaplan up for the Eagles. Tierney for the Cougars. Kaplan leaves just the 6 spin. Tierney will pick up her spare. So Cougars trailing Beekmantown by about 90 pins here. And there's Kaplan. She misses her spare. So that's how her game is going to end. A little prematurely here in the 10th. A split, baby split for Tierney. Kaplan finishes with a nice 191. She has a 180 average. Danielle Tierney with a 177. She has a 173 average, so it's right about average for her. Here's Sorrell, who will finish up the bowling. Sorrell leaves a bouncing 10 on her first ball in the 10th frame. Picks it up. Well, this will be her final ball. And the final ball we'll show here at the Mart this year in the high school season. That's it. Sorrell finishes with Megan Sorrell with a 154. She carries a 155 average, so she's almost right on her average. So that's going to wrap it up from the Mart. Thanks to those of you who are supporting Hometown Cable's efforts, viewer-supported local television. Thanks for watching, and for those of you supporting viewer-supported local television.